Hello BookTube. Today I'm going to be doing the end of the year book tag. Um, this tag is one of the venerable book tags that makes its way across BookTube every year. And I think I've done this one a few times, but let's get started on this one. Prompt number 1. Are there any books you started this year that you need to finish? No. I read one book at a time. So by the end of the year, I won't have any books that I've started that I need to finish. I will make an effort to finish them. So currently, I'm actually have no books on the go, which will be a rant for weekly reads and also a little bit for some of the later prompts. Prompt number 2. Do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? No, I don't. I pretty much read the same kinds of books throughout the year. There's no seasonal variation for me. Although you could have argued at the beginning of this year that maybe I do have an autumnal desire to pick up more science fiction and fantasy, because I think the last 2 years, 2019 and 2020, I did buy a lot more science fiction and fantasy during the last few months of the year. Excuse me, but this year, that's not the case. I'm pretty determined, I think, that the last 3 book hauls of the year, October, November, and December, will be strictly nonfiction, probably almost certainly strictly history, but we shall see. Prompt number 3. Is there a new release that you're still waiting for? Well, one book that came out just this week, The Chancellor by Kati Marton. It's a biography of Angela Merkel. I'm looking forward to. I didn't pre-order it. I ordered it yesterday, and I should be getting it on Thursday. So that will be, spoiler alert, the last book in my October book haul. Other books that are coming out. Yeah. So other books that I'm looking forward to that I have on pre-order are The Greeks by Roderick Beaton. This is a big history of the Greeks from the Bronze Age and before through to the present, which I'm really looking forward to, and I cannot wait to get next week. There's also the paperback release of Liz Williams' History of Paganism that I am completely forgetting what the title is, which I'll leave it down below. Sorry about that. Also, The Last King of America by Andrew Roberts, which is a biography of King George III. Also, Our First Civil War by H.W. Brand, which is a history of the American Revolution, and also American Comics: A History by Jeremy Dauber. And I'm also looking for all the Marvels by Douglas Wolk, which is a history of Marvel Comics. And I'll leave information, I'll mention all of these in the books mentioned down below. Prompt number 4. What are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? So accepting what I've got on my November TBR, the New World's November, which would be the big book of classic science fiction, and then my nonfiction November TBR, which I'll mention big book of science fiction and the books mentioned, and then I'll leave a link to my nonfiction November TBR. Or I guess I could mention them all too. Down below. My December plans are a bit up in the air. I'd originally planned to have a Bell Redemption December. Now, a Bell Redemption for me is when I have another go at books that I've previously bailed on. I am a pretty big bailer, particularly of fiction. And I'm not always satisfied with my bailing. And I like to give books second and third chances to just see if maybe I'm wrong, or I was just in a bad mood, or something else was going on that took away from me enjoying the particular book. Sometimes bail redemptions are successful, and I do manage to read the book, and sometimes, more often than not, it's bail redemption failed. So I was originally going to have a bail redemption in December, where I would read pretty much all the books in December would have been bail redemptions, but as will be a bit of a rant on weekly reads, unless of course I've cooled down by then, I pretty much scuppered that plan. There will be no bail redemption in December, so my December reading is wide open at the moment. But I do want to get to Phillip and Alexander by Adrian Galsworthy. It's a biography of Phillip II of Macedon and his more famous son, Alexander the Great. I also want to get to King of the World by Philip Mansel. This is a biography of Louis XIV. And I also want to get to, see here. I don't know what, I had a third book thought of, and I completely forgot about it. But I think maybe I'll go with some fiction and go with The Answer by Catherine Lacey. It's a literary fiction novel that I picked up last year for my America 20 project, and I haven't gotten to it yet. So maybe December will be a good time to get to it, particularly as a sort of a breather between really big books of history. Also, there might be a few books in my October and even November book hauls that I will want to get to in December. We shall see. Prompt number 5. Is there a book you think could still shock you and become your favorite book of the year? Oh, absolutely. I mean, I just finished a book that is one of my top reads of the year. And I'm still looking forward to talking about it on Weekly Reads. So there's absolutely a chance that something I read in the next few months, the next 2 months really, will be a favorite by the end of the year. Maybe I ought to do a favorite reads of 2021 towards the end of the year. We'll see. Prompt number 6. Have you already started making reading plans for 2022? Not really. I have made library organization plans for 2022. I want to pick up a few more bookcases and continue the expansion of my personal library. As far as reading's concerned, not really. I'm thinking I might start. I kind of want to have a go at the Khorasan Archive series by Asama Zahinet Khan. I've read the first 3 books, but I haven't gotten to the 4th one yet. So I kind of want to give them all a go. although that is a bit of a tricky proposition. I eventually like the first book. I have some issues with the second and third books, so I don't know. And I've also kind of wanted to have another go at Alan Hollinghurst, but given how this most recent attempt at Alan Hollinghurst went, maybe not. So I don't know. I'm also thinking about no rereads, just read books that I've never read before. So I don't know. I'll probably maybe have a 2022 reading plan or reading resolutions video either at the end of this year or beginning of next year. We shall see. That was the end of the year book tag. If you would like to do this tag, consider yourselves tagged. And I will see you tomorrow with either another tag video or a weird video that I might be trying to do. And if it doesn't come off, then there might not be a video tomorrow. We shall see. But anyway, BookTube, until tomorrow, thank you, have a great afternoon, and stay safe.